Hey everyone, it's another Dragon Age Inquisition day. Today, part 27. Is it part 27 according to this one? Our stream elements bot in the chat, it says part 27. It is part 27 of our Dragon Age, Chill Play Dragon Age Inquisition series. So let's pick up where we left off yesterday, in yesterday's stream, which is the Fade. Let's try to escape the Fade with our party. Okay, here we are, back in the Fade once again. And yeah, so it was yesterday, yeah. Yesterday, in our previous stream, we spoke with someone who looks just like the previous divine, the former divine Justinian. Is it her soul, her spirit? Or rather, yeah, soul, I guess. Or is it a spirit, a different spirit? Is it a demon? We don't know just yet. Okay, let's prepare for combat. Whoa. I always run towards the wrong direction. Oh well. Did we miss anything up here before we proceed? I don't think so. Our quest right now is to get to the divine. Yeah, let's watch out for interactables because they give us plus to magic, plus to defense and all that. Attributes, plus to attributes. Another Viridian crystal with some loot. I thought Viridian crystals were crafting resources at first, but no, they're basically like loot boxes. Chests. A letter written in a shaking hand. Son, by the time you read this, the Darkspawn poison will have claimed me. We gave all at Starkhaven, and we bought time for the wardens to slay the archdemon, but when I smelled the corruption in my wound, I knew I would not live to see you again. Pyrrhus will want men to search the battlefield. He sees Starkhaven is rising to greatness, and the weapons of 100 dead Grey Wardens lying unclaimed on the ground will help him conquer the free marches. You must refuse. The battlefield is soaked in poison, and no speech, no bullying, no taunts about cowardice can change that. Anything that roams the battlefield now will die. Stall him however you must, and watch for the crows. Those birds have the good sense to fear the blight. When you see them gather, then you will know that the poison is gone, and it is safe to search the battlefield for trinkets to satisfy Pyrrhus. I will not be here to guide you, son, so you must learn from the crows. They watch patiently, and they let their fear keep them alive. Please, I beg you, watch the crows and do the same. Sora. Ooh.
Ah, we have a visitor. Some silly little girl comes to steal the fear I kindly lifted from her shoulders. You should have thanked me and left your fear where it lay, forgotten. You think that pain will make you stronger. What fool filled your mind with such drivel? The only one who grows stronger from your fears is me.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
But you are a guest here in my home, so by all means let me return what you have forgotten.
Why does it always have to be someone with a deep voice? I could do that too. Here's my bass check. I have a deep voice too. You can call me Daddy. Okay. Oh, there's that one. thing over there. Oh, I cannot. Why do I keep forgetting that I I can't pull spirits. I should just accept my fate. Ooh, there's something here. Which one should we try first? Maybe this one. Let's interact with this one first. Oh, okay. I thought it was something inside this box, but it's not. It's over here. Flowers. Fears of the dreamers. Find another fear. Dreamer fears erased. Okay. A mini quest, a side quest here in the Fade. The Claws of Dumat. Master unveiled a new altar. It stands higher than a man, like a great statue, and great spikes jut out from its length, hungry for blood. Master calls it the Claw of Dumat, and says that the altar will help bring Tevinter to glory. I praised it as was expected, and Master smiled. It was good to see him smile again. He has been fearful of late, vexed by the loss of followers. He has met with the other priests, and in secret I have heard them discussing ways to return the people of Tevinter to the ways of the old gods, as is only just. He spoke to me later in the day and asked that I call him Corypheus. Oh, okay. So this was written by one of Corypheus's, I'd say, probably slaves, as it was the name he would take for himself after a ritual. Master, now Corypheus, told me that my people, the elves of old, were tied to the Fade, and that in order to carry out the will of Dumat, he would need to call upon the magic that lives in our blood. Corypheus told me to gather all of the elven servants and bring them to the western hall of our home at midnight. That is the hall where the Claw of Dumat is now kept. There are shackles across the top of the great altar, and pools lined with runes beneath the claws. I have sent my wife and children away, but have not warned the others. A few I may save. If I tried to save us all, we would only be killed in some other way, and others would die in our place. Master once laughed and joked. He could be stern, but he was not a cruel man. The weakening of the temples brought fear into his heart, and that fear has changed him. The cuts upon his arms are deeper and longer where he used his blood magic more often. He speaks to his wife little. He listens only to the voices in his dreams. It is almost midnight. The Claw of Dumat, great and spiked and merciless, is all my mind can see. I must gather the others. My family is safe. Corypheus will take me, but not those I love. Words somehow preserved in blood at the statue's base. John Shepard on Twitch says, "Hi, Buddy Rose. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. Welcome back to the stream, John. How is your Sunday morning, I presume? Has the Inquisitor recovered her memory?" No, we've just started. I think we did that yesterday. We recovered parts of the memory of what had happened at the Conclave, the Temple of Sacred Ashes. But we haven't really done much, as we just started, I think, a couple of minutes ago. Just trying to see if there are readables and attributes and stuff here hidden in the Fade. Serpent stone. Ooh, investigate. What is it? Fears of the dreamers, the freeholder. I watched the blight take my land. I had nowhere to go. I tended the fields as I had, even as my flock died and my family sickened, my body racked by pains and chills. I saw too late the poison that had crept into the land. In my fever dreams, the sickness covered this whole world, and I wept in fear for the family I killed with my foolish pride. Show me that this world survives. Show me that the poison does not take everything. And we can place flowers here. We can take +1 Constitution. Yay! I think there are only 5 of these, and we've completed 2 already. It's up there. We'll have to climb the staircase. Climb the stairs. Whoa, look at that. I hope we'll see more of the Fade, or that we can walk the Fade again in the Veil Guard because it looks really pretty. It's green, it's sickly green, but still mysterious and magical. Oh, we got dexterity +1. Thanks. Thanks for the
What
attributes.
are those things?
Spiders, Cassandra? Oh, I think it probably shows us something different. Maybe. For her. Are you seeing something different, Cassandra? So I'm seeing spiders. Okay, we have 2 paths. 2 paths in front of us. Well, I guess we'll do the right one first. John says the fate sequence in Origins was one of the annoying quest lines in that game. Glad they tone it down in Inquisition. Yeah, I'm glad too. It's not as confusing. Excerpt from a journal. I went to Teventure when I was a child. I remember dragon statues everywhere, big ones. I shivered as I walked between them, afraid they were going to bite me or breathe fire. My parents hushed me and told me the magisters like the dragons is a sign of their power. Dragons are beasts. Mindless, terrible. The archdemon that comes with each blight is an offense to the maker. We know all these things, but the magisters don't care. And it is the same with the mages. So much danger, so much power, and hands not ready for it, and the mages only wish to celebrate themselves. The magisters are what the mages of Herald and Orlais want to be, our rulers, holding us in terror so that we wonder if they will bite as we walk by them. I joined the Templars to keep such mages under control. I have killed many since the rebellion we all saw coming. Now the divine wishes us to meet them at the conclave and give them a chance to make peace. I will go. I will smile, but if the dragon statue looks ready to bite, I will strike first. I am not a child and I will not be afraid. From the Journal of an Unnamed Templar.
Did you think you mattered, Hawke? Did you think anything you ever did mattered? You couldn't even save your city. How could you expect to strike down a god?
How can you
You're
kill
a
a
failure,
god?
and your family died knowing it.
Of course, a fear demon would know where to hurt us most. We must ignore it.
I am a god. How could you kill a god?
Smaller fears, I would wager. Scavenging whatever the nightmare leaves behind.
And they take the form of spiders. Something so many fear.
Spiders? I see maggots crawling in filth.
That's why.
The demons look different to each of us. Personalized little terrors. Wonderful.
That's why she's seeing something different. John says there's even a mod to completely skip it with thousands of downloads. Okay, that really tells us that not a lot of people enjoyed the Fade in Dragon Age Origins. The birth of fear in an elegant script. You are too young to worry so, my child. Write your worries down here. All your fears are smaller once you have defined them. Listed in the child's shaky hand. What if Darkspawn come back? Father said one day he'll die. Darkspawn underground, Darkspawn under our house, Darkspawn coming up from basement. The sun will die. Black bits on bread could be blight. Getting sick and dying from blight. Grey Wardens coming to make Father go back. Father dying fighting Darkspawn. Dark patch on Father's arm that he hides from Mother. Father says he hears music from a letter lying near a cluster of spider eggs. Poor child. The blight really is a terrible, terrible thing. Ooh. Well, that is not where I want to go. Let's go back. Let's turn back. Anyway, how is everyone's day going? It's a Sunday, so I hope everyone is having a more relaxed time. Halloween is coming. I've got all
What is
the
that?
Halloween decorations ready. Investigate. What is this? Excerpt from a journal. They think they own us. Think they decide whether we live or die. They sit there smug in their armor, ready to cut off our heads for the slightest transgression, as though we don't strive every day to stay sane, to keep the demons away. They can't control us any longer. I won't go back to the circle, not ever. I thought about it last night, being back in the tower, their eyes on me, and all of it came back, all the years. Head down, don't clutch your fingers, be a good mage, be a quiet mage, and I realized I don't want to make peace with the Templars. I want them to burn. Want it so badly that the bed caught fire and wouldn't go out until Yvonne iced it all over. It's still there inside me. I want them to feel the fear they made me feel. I want them to know what it's like. We're leaving for the conclave in a few hours. If those bastards so much as blink the wrong way, I'll let them see what an apostate looks like. From the journal of an unknown maid. Oh, that was loud. That hurt my ears. That was loud. Same thing.
Perhaps I should be afraid, facing the most powerful members of the Inquisition.
Yeah, you should be.
Greetings, Dorian. It is Dorian, isn't it? For a moment I mistook you for your father.
Rather uncalled for.
Shut up. Face me. The villains really like to just talk and talk and talk. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. Oh well. Forgot to clean up our inventory. Oh well. Anything in armor? Light. Okay. What am I wearing? Masterwork. I'll wear the masterwork. Cassandra can wear this bow and armor plate. Dorian can wear this masterwork enchanter mail. Although this one that we made for him is much better. And it looks cute. It's red. I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and destroy the things that we don't really need. I don't think we need any of these. Okay, wait, what am I wearing? Okay, masterwork. The masterwork one. Oh, we've got a lot of amulets of power. Okay, that's only for me. That's only for Cole. That's only for Blackwall. Okay, I'll wear this. Which one is for me? There. And then, there you go. John says, now if you want, you can change to a two-handed weapon. You're not using any shield skill, but missing out a lot of damage. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned that I just prefer a, a sword and shield. It just feels better that way, for some reason. You can use this. Oh, he needs a... He needs an accessory. I don't know. He can use this, I guess. He also says you're losing so much gold by destroying. You won't have enough money to buy the best schematics. I wish that before this quest started, they had a section to choose your fear and have a list of options. So instead of spiders, you could have clowns run around. That would be great, but I'm sure someone has modded it. Yeah, that's true. I am destroying a lot of things, but oh well. It's just a game. I don't take it as seriously as a lot of people probably do. Yeah, John says no, don't use kitty collar, it's horrible, read the description. Yeah, I remember that. I said that no, I'm not gonna use that. But Dorian doesn't have any. Oh well. He just won't have an amulet. For now.
Once again, Hawke is in danger because of you, Varric. You found the red lyrium. You brought Hawke here.
Just keep talking, Smiley.
Smiley. Well, let's take it off of Dorian. We'll give him a different amulet when we find a new one. Yeah, that gave us +1 cunning. Yeah, it's okay. I am aware that I'm not selling enough equipment to buy the best schematics, but yes, I just don't really, in games I don't really mind not having the best things. I usually just focus on the story and exploration. I'm not someone who... I've never been that kind of person who looks up what the best gears
Your Inquisitor
are.
is a fraud, Cassandra. Yet more evidence there is no maker, that all your faith has been for naught.
Die in the void, demon.
Okay, that was just a what do you call that? A dead end. Yeah, I am very much aware that there are a lot of gamers who like looking up the best equipment on armor and all that. I've never been one of them. I usually look up what the
The nightmare is closer now. It knows you seek escape. With each moment, it grows stronger.
Okay, thanks, Divine Justinia. What I usually look up is how to best romance someone or like the important choices in a game because I don't want to mess it up. Like for instance, for
We cannot tarry long.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I had to look up and take screenshots of the 5 most important options, or rather choices in the game, and I'm glad you only need 3 out of 5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's usually what I look up in a game, is to make sure that I don't make the wrong choices and have to reload saves and stuff. John says it basically removes all defense, but with a chance to revive at death, not even 100% chance, just a small chance. Yeah, I remember reading it when we first picked it up, and then I said I don't like that. But I thought Dorian could use an accessory, but it's fine. We'll just get him a new one. If you pick up a good one. Divine Justinia, please tell me what you are. Are you really
So
a divine?
Can you tell me what you are?
I told you. I am helping you.
Yes, but are you her, or some kind of fade remnant of her, or a spirit imitating her?
Our world is never that simple. What if the answer is none of those things? Or all of them? I am what the Maker made me. The question is, are you what the Maker made you, Inquisitor?
I'm right where I should be, I think.
I was meant to become the Inquisitor.
But what is the Inquisitor? And how will she change the world? You believe in your purpose, and that is good. That is your power.
You still haven't answered my question.
Yeah, answer my
What are
question,
you?
Grandma.
I am what you see. All other answers rest in you.
Oh, okay. Keep dodging the question. Is anything here real in the Fade?
So, all of this is just a dream? Part of the Fade?
It is not just a dream. The minds of mankind are made real here. Their hopes, their loves, and their fears. What changes their world also changes this one. And yours are footsteps that move mountains in both. Tread carefully, Inquisitor. This ground is more treacherous than you know.
Alright. And tell me of the nightmare.
I'd like to know more about the nightmare.
It is not simply fear. It is the terror you cannot remember, the horror your mind erases to protect you. When old memories no longer make the veteran soldier's hand tremble, it is because the nightmare has taken them.
Okay.
Most people avoid their fears. It is simple for the demon to steal the darkest fragments. They forget, and it feeds. Corypheus has helped it grow monstrous.
That sounds almost kind. Yeah, if a being helps you forget your darkest fears.
It makes people forget the worst parts of their fears. It almost sounds like the nightmare is helping people.
Perhaps it was once. But now, it helps none but Corypheus. By his hand, it creates more fear and grows even stronger. In any case, robbing people of their fears is never a kindness. At best, it is a mistake born of compassion. Without fear and pain and failure, we cannot learn. We cannot grow, as you cannot grow until you recover all that was taken from you.
That may be true, divine. Not so divine. But it depends on the fears. Some fears, you just really can't face them. You can't take them away from your brain. Why are you helping us then?
Tell me why you're here. Why take part in this?
After heaven, I hid here. I watched quietly, learned what I could, and searched for some way to help. And then you came.
I don't know what that means.
Corypheus and the nightmare do an injustice to the world. You must stop them. Perhaps you were meant to stop them. Perhaps that is why I am here.
Okay, she keeps dodging questions. Do you remember what happened?
You must know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
As must you. The answer lies in your memories, lost to the nightmare when you last walked the Fade.
Or you could just tell me.
Exactly.
You trust my words? Trust what you have seen.
Alright then. Lastly, tell me about this anchor, the thing in our hand.
What can you tell me about this mark on my hand?
You already know how the mark came to be upon your hand. As for what it is the needle that pulls the thread, as well as the key.
I don't understand.
It is the needle that passes through the veil.
Okay.
As Vitalians can. You are the thread, and it is the key that locks or unlocks the door to the Fade.
Alright.
It lets you walk in the Fade physically, and survive. Without it, Corypheus must find another way to the Black City.
I see.
It is part of you now, and cannot be removed without your death.
Okay.
We should keep moving.
John says Valhalla isn't that deep. You can just look at the options and make the right choice. Basically appease Aver's brother and not do something against him. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's because in Odyssey there were more choices. So I just really wanted to make sure that I was making the right choice. Because, you know, the right choices in Valhalla aren't, or any game rather, aren't necessarily the stuff or the choices that I would choose in real life. That's why I really had to check, because I didn't want to have the bad ending in any game. I didn't want to. I never want to reload, and get the bad ending, and reload, and get the bad ending again, and then reload again, and you don't even know exactly where you went wrong. John says, now if it was BG3, then you'll have to choose the right dialogue options and read all equipment description. Yeah, I've watched playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, and it's just too much for my brain. Too much info, too many paths, and it's not for me. Because I want to always get the best ending in a game, and I don't want to have to reload and all that. Hastily written note, a note left by a burning candle. Lynette, the breach is sealed, and the war between the Templars and the Mages is finally over. All our fear and terror is finally ending as order returns to this world. I wish you could see the people celebrating at Haven. It is everything you would have wanted when you left for the Conclave. I will make your sacrifice a worthy one. What we do here with this fledgling Inquisition will shape all of Thedas. I will make you proud. Your flame will burn forever as a beacon of hope. Something is happening. The ground is shaking, and the soldiers are running to the gates. Rest well at the Maker's side, my daughter. I will sing your memory again soon. Love, Eloin. I guess this was written when Corypheus and the rebel mages attacked Haven. John on Twitch says, but the beauty of that game is that even if you make a bad story choice, it'll give you a different path and not be outright bad. That's why it's a great game. Most games don't have that depth. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I like depth in a game, but I guess I'm not really fond of a game that has too many endings, too many story choices and all that. Too many paths, because it would be so confusing for me. And I like my games to be a bit manageable for my brain. Not too confusing, not too deep. Okay, let's recover this memory. Because the real world is already too deep and confusing and chaotic. Okay, that memory is just us streaming?
Keep running!
Yeah, I prefer my games to be a good balance of depth and simplicity. Not too specialized, not too deep,
The demons!
not too technical. It's an enjoyable game to play when you want to escape from the real world. Oh my, that face again. Same face that we had last stream.
This is the breach back in Haven. That's how I escaped. The demons! Keep running! Ah!
Ooh. Oh! Okay, so that was how he escaped, but that still doesn't answer any of our questions. Was that the real divine?
It was you.
They thought it was Andraste sending me from the Fade, but it was the Divine behind me. And then you... She died.
Okay, so that was the real divine who helped us escape, but is this the real divine
Yes.
right now?
So this creature is simply a spirit.
I think we all knew that was the case, Warden.
I am sorry if I disappoint you.
Okay, so she's just a spirit who took the form of the divine and not the divine soul. Okay then. Are you her memory?
Are you a memory of the Divine? A reflection?
If that is the story you wish to tell, it is not a bad one.
What we do know is that the mortal divine perished at the temple, thanks to the Grey Wardens.
Stop it, Hawke.
As I said,
Calm
the
down.
Grey Wardens responsible for that crime were under the control of Corypheus. We can discuss this further once we return to Adamant.
Yes, Adamant, where the Inquisition faces an army of demons raised by the Wardens.
How dare you judge us? You tore Kirkwall apart and started the Mage Rebellion.
to protect innocent mages, not madmen drunk on blood magic. Even without the influence of Corypheus, the Wardens go too far. They need to be checked.
Everyone needs to be
The
checked.
Wardens are a risk. Send them away before they cause even more trouble.
They might still be useful. What if Corypheus conjures another blight? You never know.
I don't know what to tell you. There are a few good ones, but an awful lot of the Wardens I've known went crazy.
It is a tough decision. I'd say now is not the time to argue.
This debate can wait until we're out of danger.
They both have good points.
Inquisitor.
Oh. Oh my. I thought the game would crash.
The nightmare has found us.
Ah!
Form up.
Rose on Twitch says, yeah, too many choices can be overwhelming, but it is impressive. That is true. I have never seen any other game with that many paths and so much death. Except for Baldur's Gate 3. So I think that for someone who is very much into having
Should follow the divine.
many options,
Whatever she is our way out of here.
I think that is going to be enjoyable. Very much enjoyable for them. I'd say that that is probably how RPGs used to be, based on my experience watching playthroughs of Fallouts 1 and 2. It's very similar. You have a lot of dialogue options, choices, and all that. So I think it's going to be more I'd say more enjoyable for those who are into kind of like old school, more traditional RPGs. Letter in a child, simple writing. The door is open. Mother said to run. She said a darkspawn were coming. She wanted me to go. The door is open. It was closed when I left. She said she would be right behind me. She said not to come back, no matter what. The lamps are lit all over the village, even during the days, to see through the smoke. Mother should be here by now, but the door is open. I'm going to look inside. Don't go inside. But I guess we're too late. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to storytelling and all that... Oh my. I thought I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla again. I thought I could squeeze into that tiny hole, but no. Yeah, when it comes to games, I love games that have really good storytelling. Like Mass Effect. Mass Effect Trilogy, for example. A deep lore. But not too many choices, not too many paths that are going to be a bit too overwhelming for me. Fears of the Dreamers, the Grey Warden. I joined the Wardens to serve in glory. No blade could touch me, nor any claw pierce my armor. Still, I was fated by joining to die. Alone in the deep roads, the calling in my mind, I sat by the last campfire I would see, allowing myself one last night of terror, and cursed the fate that brought me here. Let it be my choice to have served and died. Let it be my nobility rather than the dread hand of fate. Destroy my destiny, and let this be my decision. It is so tough to be a Grey Warden. John says you can't play BG3 like going on the internet and look for the best options. You just play and choose options that you think are best according to you, and the game will respect your choice. Yeah, I feel like that would make me a bit too anxious, that's why.
Warden Stroud, how must it feel to devote your whole life to the Wardens, only to watch them fall? Or worse, to know that you were responsible for their destruction. When the next blight comes, will they curse your name?
With the Maker's blessing, we'll end this wretched beast.
End him, Stroud. Let's end him. And John adds, you'll never get a bad ending if you chose who thought it was good. Yeah, I think that while watching a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, I was anxious the entire time. Because I was like, what is this person going to choose? Will it, when she chose this option, would that lead to a good ending? Or good enough for me? So, yeah, that's why it was it wasn't very enjoyable, and it dragged on. Yay, we can alleviate the fear of the streamer. There you go. We gave him or them a tarot card. And also it dragged on. It dragged on forever. I think Rose and I took a break. A few months break. Watching Dana Dutchy's playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Because it just went on and on and on. Forever. But yeah, for playthroughs, I usually watch Dana Dutchy. Because I love their playthroughs. I like their videos. I like that they also upload videos of the different options, different dialogue, outcomes and all that, depending on the option that you chose. It's a holistic channel. It presents a holistic view of games. Whispers written in red lyrium. We are here, we have waited, we have slept, we are sundered, we are crippled, we are polluted, we endure, we wait, we have found the dreams again, we will awaken. Is this the old gods? Are those the words of the old gods, I wonder?
Do you think you can fight me? I am your every fear come to life.
Sure.
I am the veiled hand of Corypheus himself. The demon army you fear, I command it. They are bound all through me.
Ah, so if we banish you, we banish the demons. Thank you. Every fear come to life.
Isn't that easy? So now you're irritated. Oh wow. And the game is very carefully crafted that rewards your choices and never makes you feel like you got cheated. I think if I remember correctly, I was watching my other favorite, rather my number one favorite streamer. Wait, what is this? Okay, let's go back for it then. And he was playing, and then he made a decision, and that led to his death. Okay, we're going the wrong way. There's still something here. I don't know what that is. I don't think we missed any path anyway, so let's keep going. And then I was like, no! So from that point on, I felt anxious. Yeah, I think like variety sometimes gives me anxiety. When there's just too many choices, I just don't know what to choose. And when that happened, he chose something that led to his death. So that really made me feel like, oh yeah, this is not the game for me. And also the combat too. I'm not used to turn-based. That's why I didn't play the first two Fallouts myself.
Not us, but that's a big one.
Faster back.
We fought bigger.
For the Maker!
What does that mean in Tevinter? Faster back. I think the language is Tivi. Yeah, I would have loved to play the first two Fallouts, the old school Fallouts, the OG Fallouts, but because it's because they're turn-based, I couldn't. I tried it. I think I only lasted like 20 minutes. It's on my Steam. I'll try to find it, and then I'll try to upload it on Twitter. The screenshot of how long I lasted playing Fallout 1. I remember it. I think it was December 2017. Rose gave me a copy of Fallout 1. Or I think it was on their account. I can't remember. And then, yeah, I couldn't do it. I didn't last more than 30 minutes. John says, my first one took 200 hours. Wow. I feel like that's not that long, I feel. personally, what do you think? Is that an average? Is that the average, you would say? Or is that not too long for you? Because according to Ubisoft Connect, I have spent 179 hours on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Can't believe it, and it seems that I started playing it July 2nd of this year. Ooh, what is that? What is that? Rose says, BG3 so long. Oh yeah, because of the dice rolls. There's also that. Yeah, the dice rolls too, yeah. I think that was probably what killed him. My favorite streamer when he was playing a specific portion of the game. Ooh, light the flames. Okay, is this a oh, it's a puzzle, huh? Alright. Let's try this. What happens when we activate this? Okay. Is that... Oh. Okay, no, it's not good. Oh, okay, I get it now. We have to light them up. I'll say... fourth one first, and... first one. And then third. And then second? No. So 4. And then first. Excuse me, Varric. Third. And then 5th. And then 2nd. There we go. What did that do? It just gave us a loot. Just opened these 2 loot boxes. Oh my. More things. Probably an accessory. We have a lot of these. Destroy. Oh, it's all these. These gray accessories that we don't need. I think we have 2 of these. Dorian is using 1. And then we'll also destroy some of these, I guess. Oh, but some of them are research items. Okay. Broken window complete. We did that. Just one short quest, side quest. A stuffed animal. Let's find another fear to erase. Probably that of a child. The Temple of Dumat. Look upon the Temple of Dumat, God of silence, who speaks to the faithful in dreams. No words of desire may sway his will. No cry of valor may stand against him, for his silence conquers all, and his secrets are shared only with the worthy. Look upon the Temple of Dumat and fear him. Inscription written below the demon statues. Okay, is that Dumat? That doesn't look like Dumat to me. Did we miss anything here? I don't think so. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, inscribed words. Memories etched in stone and blood. I made the expected offerings this morning, but the gods remain silent. The priests are frightened. All of Tevinter is frightened. Our gods have led our people for centuries. Now they have gone still. And are we alone here in this world? No better than the savages to the south who beg for guidance from spirits. It's so mean! And one of the strange creatures who come from underground, like our friends the dwarves. The spawn of the darkness and the plague they carry. Why do our gods not protect us from this? Now the ground shakes. The statue cuts my hand as I fall against it. A great roar sounds. It is massive, shaking the temple market, and I see the silhouette cut the sky. It is a dragon. No, it is Dumat. I have made the offering so many times. His form is as familiar as my own hand. He has returned in glory to destroy these darkspawn that threaten us, to lead to venture back to an age of glory and wonder. But no, his scales are sickly and mottled, his form twisted and corrupt, like the darkspawn themselves. He opens his great maw, and fire billows forth, igniting the market. The flame rushed toward me. What did we do wrong? Memories somehow caught in the blood on an ancient Tevinter statue. Okay. This was during the first flight. Fears of the dreamers, the child. Haven is burned. Mama cries when I'm not looking. It's cold in the mountains and my feet hurt, but Mama says to hush, that others have it worse. She says a monster named Corypheus came to Haven, and it was only the Maker's blessing that let us escape. I don't feel blessed. The monsters come every night when I sleep, and I don't want to wake Mama crying again. I miss Sir Snort. Sir Snort always kept the monsters away in my dreams. Sir Snort is her stuffed animal. And I guessed correctly. It was a stuffed animal in the shape of a nug. Sir Snort. Snort. Yeah, I think that Baldur's Gate 3 is a very interesting game. I agree with you on that. It's just sad that my brain is not attuned to turn-based combat, and I'd say the wide variety of options. That's why I cannot play it. Although I do appreciate watching playthroughs of it. And I also, one thing that I dislike about the game is that I feel like everyone's too much into you. Oh, okay, there's this path here. We should go back. I missed one path. Sorry.
Look!
Cassandra, calm down. We'll have to go back. I feel like a lot of if not most, most if not all of the companions in Baldur's Gate 3 fancy you. Aggressively fancy the protagonist, and I feel like that's just not I don't know, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. And I don't feel like that's very realistic, because in a group of people there could be one or two who might fancy you strongly, have strong feelings for you, sexual, romantic, whatever. But not everyone. Oh my game is kinda laggy, sorry about that. It can't handle the fade.
I guess things just float whenever they feel like it here. Wonder what's up there.
Let's go look, Varric, after this readable. The laws of nature in the Fade. It is simple to say that the laws of nature do not apply in the Fade, but while traveling in the Fade is often confusing for mages, it is rarely so chaotic as to defy description. In fact, while the placement of items may seem random, those items usually operate as we would expect them to in the real world. A book opens to show pages, although the pages may be blank or lined with gibberish. A pen and ink will let a user write, although the pen may write on its own and the ink will never runs dry. Those items that float usually hover at the relative height where they would have sat had the objects meant to support them existed. Candles suspended in the air as though held by a phantom candlestick, for example. Why are the laws of the Maker bent, but not fully broken? Why does a book not turn into a dragon? Or a statue explode into countless shards of energy? The answer, I believe, lies in the fact that the items we see in the Fade were most often made by the hands of men. A statue is a created thing. The mortal hands that shaped it gave it purpose, and it knows what it is meant to do. The objects that strain against the laws of nature are ironically those that are more natural themselves. Great stones, for example, hang in the sky. No hand has ever touched them. No mortal mind shaped them to purpose. I suspect, though, we may never know that if dwarves dreamt and shaped the Fade with their own perceptions, the rocks would not float. From the Shape of the Fade by enchanter Phineas Acerathon.
Or maybe it's best we never find out.
You want to go to those floating rocks, Varric? I wouldn't. John on Twitch says the romance options are a bit aggressive, especially it triggers once you reach a certain approval rating, regardless if you have showed any interest in them or not. Exactly. Yeah. I'm glad that you feel the same. That really kind of like put me off. Put me off when I was watching a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. It's like, why are you telling me that you like me in a very desperate way when I haven't really flirted with you? I think it's just because I'm used to games like, you know, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, where you really have to flirt and actively romance someone before they start showing interest in you. I don't feel like I don't know, that made me feel a bit uncomfortable.
It's hard to trust my footing in this place.
Waters of the Fade. It isn't clear whether the water here is a manifestation of the Fade or physical water that has poured in through one of the rifts somehow, possibly the rift in Crestwood. Yeah, I remember the rift in Crestwood. The lake there. Okay. We're not allowed to venture deeper into the lake. The water. John says you have to endure one uncomfortable scene and then put them in the friend zone. Yeah, it's sad. And a lot of them do that, right? A lot of the companions express interest in you in kind of like an aggressive way, and then you'll have to like put them down if you're not interested. I think that only happened once to me in Mass Effect Andromeda, the blue woman, the Asari woman. Phoebe, I think is her name. We were just friends, but then there was one scene where she showed interest, and I made a mistake. I thought it would just be friendly, but then they actually did stuff, so I had to reload, and I was permanently traumatized by that encounter. And then I had to basically, put her into friend zone because I'm not interested. So I felt bad, but at the same time, it was just one companion. But when Baldur's Gate 3, I feel like most of the companions kind of try to, show their interest in you and all that. And then you all have, if you're not interested in romancing anyone, you'll have to say no to all of them, which is a bit sad. Fears of the Dreamers, the Scholar. When the Darkspawn were new, when the Manisters had just brought them to our world with their sin, I was among the first to call myself a Grey Warden and swear to end the blight that threatened our world. We had seen the Archdemon die from mortal blows, only to rise again from the body of one of its servants. It could not die. I searched in vain for some way to kill the beast and save my world. I slept in fear, with no solution, knowing only that the blight the Magisters had brought would destroy everything because I could not save it. Show me what must be done to slay the Archdemon. Show me what I need to save my world. Okay, let's go find what he's looking for. Am I going the right way? Yeah. It could be this one. No. The Keepers of Fear. This was not a place of honor. Here came the Here came beasts from the north, carrying a poison called the Blight. They killed many warriors and sickened the land, and even their blood could kill. We feared them, and it was right. We were strong, but still they came to feed upon our screams. These stones hold the screams of the Alamari. Wherever the spawn of darkness have come, these stones were raised, so the beasts might take their bounty of fear and depart. If they did not, every man would put his screams into the stone until none were left inside him. Then he would light the fire to burn the screams away, and take up sword and shield to fight until death came. When all the men were dead, the women did the same, whether it was the tradition of the tribe or not. Then the children, even if all they held were fire pit sticks. Remember our warning. Give the stone your screams. Burn them so that they cannot master you, and fight. Runes etched near the base of a screaming statue. Oh, we've seen a lot of these in Crestwood, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. John on Twitch says, yeah, I too like BioWare approach where you have to actively show interest first. BG3 followers are too thorny. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I prefer to be the one to show interest first. Because I am also like that in real life. I feel uncomfortable when someone shows interest first. Papers! Walking the Fade, a harrowing. I found myself on a plateau of swirling smoke and mist. I could not see my feet, or perhaps I had no feet in that place. Each step was treacherous. I had to believe there was a ground. If I didn't, there wouldn't be, and I would fall into nothingness. I was protected only by my will and my magic. The demon they made me face took the shape of a great cat. As we battled, it spoke in my mind. It told me that I would eventually stumble and then it would pounce. That sounds cute. The demon talked to me of the Templars beyond the veil, standing over my paralyzed body, their swords pointed at my heart, waiting for the moment of my failure. All it would take was a splinter of fear, a seed of doubt, and I would be unmade. The demon would devour my mind, and the Templars would destroy what was left of me. This was my harrowing. They force this upon all mages and call it good, but it is neither good nor right. It is evil and unjust. From a partially destroyed journal bearing no name found in a Kinloch hold cistern. Yeah, every mage has to go through their harrowing. Whether it's just or not is a point of debate. Okay, +1 strength. John says PB. So, yeah, sorry. I thought her name was Phoebe. It's actually PB. PB was too annoying. I was hoping for a second Liara. I was very disappointed. Yeah, I'm not really into annoying characters in games. Yeah, Liara would be great, or someone who is very similar to her. In terms of, you know, personality. Someone who's calm, relaxed, chill, kind, gentle, sweet, adorable. I just come up with like random adjectives to to describe Liara. Okay, we still haven't found the correct item to help that Grey Warden Dreamer. Please! Oh, I remember this. It's our... It's the Inquisition graveyard! Let's go visit the Inquisition graveyard. Blackwall's death is himself. Cole, despair. Or is that fear? Blackwall's fear is himself. Cole's fear is despair. Iron Bull's fear is madness. Yeah, I know. I can feel that. He doesn't like his mind being controlled by demons and all that. Vivienne, irrelevance. That's true. Varric, becoming his parents. I can't remember what Varric's parents were like. Solus dying alone. Sarah, the nothing. Dorian, temptation. Cassandra, helplessness. How about me? How about me? What is my fear? Wait, why is Cassandra's thing bigger than everyone else's? Vial of Darkspawn blood. Okay, that is what we need to give to the Grey Warden Dreamer. Rose on Twitch says, John Shepard, that must have been so disappointed if you were hoping for someone like Liara. True. Here you go. Thank you for the attribute. I feel like we've done all that we can. Let's go. Let's proceed. John says, dice rolls depend on your class and skills. Like, if you have not invested anything on persuasion, then you can't win it. I think that's good. Not every character can succeed at everything. That's true. But I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, some of the outcomes depend on those dice rolls. So, you know, it could lead to your death, or you'll have to reload and all that if you fail. Okay. Before you proceed, let's go, before we proceed, let's go destroy a few things we don't need. What is wrong with my... Oh, my mouse? I think my mouse is okay. John says there were multiple dialogues where Cora expressed her admiration for Ryder's dad. It was in the creepy region. To romance her, it felt like she was substituting Ryder for his dad. Well, admiration and love are two different things. You can admire someone. I feel this is just my opinion. I feel like you can admire someone, but not really like see them as a romance, as a love interest. But yeah, I can imagine. I know what you're talking about. I think in Mass Effect Andromeda, I think I romanced the alien guy, the new alien race. I think his name was Jaw or something. Just because he seemed gentle. I like gentle characters. I'm not fond of characters who are a bit too overconfident or snarky. John says, I was like, no thank you. Yeah, it wouldn't be good to... Yeah, if you think about it in real life, I wouldn't want to be with someone. You wouldn't want to be with someone who looks up to your parent in a way that's a bit, I don't know, a bit weird. I wouldn't say weird, but a bit too much. Okay, there's more. There's two more. It's done. Oh, we said at the same time, Cassandra. John says, sorry, the tags were supposed to be Rose. No problem. Okay, so the quest points us to that direction. We can resupply if we wish. And Rose says it is good for a more hardcore RPG experience. I agree with you on that. Hi, Divine. Spirit of the Divine. The not real Divine.
You must get through the rift, Inquisitor. Get through, and then slam it closed with all your strength. That will banish the army of demons and exile this cursed creature to the farthest reaches of the Fae.
Alrighty. Yes, Grandma. Let me pick it up. Let me pick it up. Loot! The loot! No! What am I doing? It's fine, it's just one loot. No, but there's just something here. Recover reward. Fears tormented dreamers, find the answers. So they may find peace. There we go. Yay! This is our reward. Just a sunbow. And an the essence of perfection. I wonder what that is. Yay! We did it! Another place to resupply.
The rift! We're almost there.
We're
Great, Hawke.
almost
Why not just dare the
there.
old gods to try and stop you?
John says there are many ways to influence dice rolls. Sure, you'll have to learn a few things, but I never had problem passing checks. It's hard to do a good playthrough on stream, though. Yeah, I feel like Baldur's Gate, to play... Ooh, wow, he's huge. In order to play Baldur's Gate a bit more enjoyably, you'll have to focus everything, all of your brain energy
Please tell Liliana.
onto the game.
I am sorry. I fell for you too.
Okay, sure thing. We'll tell her. Oh, she's helping us. Thanks, Grandma. Time for a boss fight.
You cannot stand against me.
Then I'll sit against you.
Back, demon!
Oops. Wrong.
I grow fat on your fear.
That's good for you. Spiders! Spiders look so creepy all the time. Come on! Don't move around too much. Keep still. John says I romanced Vetra. She was the only good female character in that game. Yeah, I guess so too. I think you can also romance the one of the pilots. I can't remember her name, but I think she's also quite adorable. Although I don't think it's like a full romance. It's not as fulfilling as a romance with your main companions.
You are nothing.
John says, Cora definitely wasn't the creepy region. I don't remember the dialogues, but completed the game twice and put very close attention to her dialogue the second time. She had a big thingy for Ryder's dad. Yeah, that is not good. Yeah, it's borderline romantic, I'd say.
Stay strong!
John says, I watched a YouTube video where someone one-shot this boss as a Templar. Wow. It's a bit too OP. It's a bit too OP.
You will die in agony.
Sure. Keep talking. You're almost done. You're almost gone, aspect. There we go. Yeah. We're almost out of the fade. And we did it within an hour. An hour, 17 minutes. I'm sure that's a bit too long for most people. Huge!
We need to clear a path!
Go! I'll cover you.
Okay, it's time
No,
to choose.
You were right. The Grey Wardens caused this. A Warden must...
A warden must help them rebuild. That's your
True,
job.
true, very true.
Corypheus is mine.
Yes. Time to choose. Hawke stays or Stroud stays. I feel like it's Hawke's destiny. And it says here, will likely die. I feel like he has the ability to keep himself alive for a long time. He always survives, so I entrust him with this task. I feel like Stroud's destiny is to help the Wardens rebuild. So, goodbye, Hawke, and sorry, Brother Varric. Sorry.
Say goodbye to Varric for me.
Say goodbye to him yourself. He's like beside us.
Spiders. Always the maker did.
You should have said goodbye to him yourself. Now Varric's gonna get all sad and mopey. Yay! We're back in the real world! John says, very controversial choice you made there. Yeah. It is.
With
It
the
really
nightmare
is.
banished, Corypheus lost both his Warden mages and his demon army. But in the stories your soldiers will tell, their Inquisitor broke the spell with the Maker's blessing.
I'll tell them the truth.
Once they understand what really
Honesty
happened,
is the best
They will
policy.
be terrified. Let them have the stories.
Inquisitor, the archdemon flew off as soon as you disappeared. The Venatori Magister is unconscious but alive. Cullen thought you might wish to deal with him yourself.
Yes.
As for the Wardens, those who
Judgment
weren't corrupted
time.
helped us fight the demons. We stand ready to help make up for Clarel's tragic mistake.
Okay.
Where's Hawke? Where's Hawke?
Varric, weren't you with us? I brought you. I brought you so that you could see my horrible decision and you could say goodbye to your best friend. I'll say he died a hero.
Hawke sacrificed his life to save us and strike a decisive blow against Corypheus.
Well,
He hated that.
Varric,
I feel like compared to Stroud, he's more likely to survive. That's why
He gave his life not because he'd sworn an oath
I
or
chose
been marked
that
as
way.
special, but because someone had to do it.
Stroud, you're the senior surviving Grey Warden. What do we do now?
John says, I usually sacrifice if it's Stroud or Lugain. It's hard to sacrifice Hawke if you play TA2 multiple times yourself. Yeah, I can imagine that. The choice only becomes hard when the Warden is Alistair. I see. We can say, get out of Orlais. The Wardens are banished from Orlais. They do not help the Inquisition. I think we need all the help that we can get. The Grey Wardens help the Inquisition. They may be vulnerable to corruption. Yeah, that's a tough choice. But I feel like even if they're vulnerable to corruption, right? At least we can keep an eye on them. If they get out of Orlais and they do not help the Inquisition, we don't know like what will happen to them, right? You know, they could be corrupted away from the Inquisition and they could, you know, wreak havoc somewhere but we can't see. We can't deal with them. So what do you think? What do you think? I feel like I chose this one. I feel like you should give them a chance to help us and so we can also keep an eye on them.
You stay and do whatever you can to help.
A lot of them didn't like
Stroud
that.
believes that the Wardens are worth saving, and I trust him. You're still vulnerable to Corypheus and possibly his Venatori, but there are plenty of demons that need killing.
After all that, you give them yet another chance?
Everyone
While
deserves
they
a
do
chance,
that, I'll report to the
Cassandra.
Wardens at Weishaupt. We won't be caught off guard by Corypheus again.
Thank you, your worship. We will not fail you.
It's better that they're at our reach, at an arm's
Make
reach,
her
so that
watch
we can
over
keep
your
an eye on
Inquisition.
them.
It has been an honor.
Okay, we did it. We've completed this main quest.
Stroud sent me one final report. He's on his way to Weishaupt.
Okay.
As for the Grey Wardens, they are fighting demons and Red Templars while staying clear of Venatori.
Alright.
Hugh dealt Corypheus a significant blow, Inquisitor.
Let's capitalize on this.
The Grey Wardens carry respect in other nations. If we spread word that the Inquisition has their support...
We may gain standing with nations that have suffered under the Blight.
Oh,
I will take
okay.
the matter to Josephine.
Good for us.
You took an army from Corypheus, but that will matter little if Orlais falls into chaos. All arrangements have been made for the ball in Halam Shiral.
Ooh, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Evermeers. And all of your viewers, hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Okay, what are our plans there at the Winter Palace?
Remind me what we know about the plot against Selene.
The Venatori are planning some kind of attack on the Imperial Court. Corypheus may even be fueling the conflict between the Empress and her cousin, Grand Duke Gaspard.
Sure.
If we warn Selene, she may prove a most valuable ally against Corypheus.
Okay, I have things to do first, Liliana. Sorry to disappoint you. I had to take care of a few things.
I'll go as soon as I am able.
Good. Cullen, Josephine and I will discuss the best way to gain an audience with the Empress. Speak with us when you are ready.
Welcome, one and all.
What was she like? Divine Justinia, or her soul, or the spirit that took her form. I read your report. I know it isn't clear, but...
She seemed to be at peace.
She seemed calm, serene even, and she guided us the whole way through.
That does sound like her.
She did ask me to tell you something, though. She said, "I'm sorry, I failed you too."
Oh,
John says, "Will
I
you
should
deal with
finish
the
this before it
aftermath
slips
now?
my mind.
I'll go tend to my cats."
later we
Okay,
might
see you
discuss the
later.
matter further.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Have fun feeding your kitty cats. Ephramir's asked, "Did you just finish the Fate quest?" Yes, we did. We just did. And we chose to sacrifice Hawke. It's a controversial choice. And we also chose to work with the Grey Wardens. Anything to say, Liliana? Nothing. Excuse me. Oh. They're blocking my path.
I set aside an entire shelf for Grey Warden lore, and so far it's not even half full. Those wardens and their secrets.
Okay. Hello there.
Inquisitor,
How are your duties going?
what is your evaluation of how we're doing?
I am able to pursue my duties with optimal efficiency, thanks to Skyhold's prison state.
Ephramir's also says, I also did a Fate quest tonight, and I also sacrificed Hawke. Oh no.
As you were.
We'll have to deal with the consequences. Poor Varric. The sad Varric. And they also say, "But because I love Alistair way more." Oh, so your warden is Alistair. Mine is Stroud.
What's on your mind?
Anything else to say, Dorian?
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
We can flirt with him, but of course we know that he is not into us. Okay, we can say, "If you say so."
You certainly think highly of yourself.
It's true. I could be more modest, but I'd be lying. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
If Ephramir says you sacrificed Hawke over Stroud, wait, that's super controversial actually. Yeah. I just feel like the Grey Wardens need to rebuild, and I have the utmost confidence I have the utmost confidence in Hawke, and he'll be able to survive whatever life throws at him. That's why. And Rose says Varric has already been through too much. Careful breeding. That sounds awful.
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable.
That's not good.
My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other.
Wow.
They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House
Amazing.
Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
True. Remind them of that, Dorian. I support you. Your family is angry with you?
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place
Yeah,
in the
that is not
magisterium.
good at all.
I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see?
You don't like your place? I wouldn't say your place, your home.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
Yeah, I feel the same way. But why exactly do you care?
It just seems... So much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure
That?
our past.
You can say
preserve
that.
it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care deeply about everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Why not go back?
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them.
True.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
Tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over me.
Imagine if there were actually flying cows.
All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings.
Magic?
I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Flying cows. I want to see that. Is blood magic common in Tevinter?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
You know the
That's what any magister would tell you. They'd be
Oh.
convincingly offended by the notion too. Of course, what people call blood magic here and what we consider blood magic are two different things.
Oh, how? You know the expression when pigs fly, when cows fly over Minrathous. That would be great to see. So, what do you call it then?
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need
Yeah,
more.
it's a slippery
That's
slope.
where we get into sacrifices and
Yeah, that's
demon
not
summoning.
good at all.
None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
Okay. Is there no Templar intervention?
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them probably innocent.
Oh, and no one disagrees?
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise, and then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along.
Oh.
Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Okay. What about slavery in Tevinter?
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
That is a terrible attitude, Dorian. But let's just ask him a question. I don't want to outright, insult him.
You think slaves like it that way? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't say they like it. It's all most of them know. In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
At least they have a choice. Well, they're all bad. They're both bad. Treated poorly. Yeah, let's just ask him a question.
Is that what you call it? Treated poorly?
Abuse heaped upon those without power isn't limited to Tevinter, my friend. I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
Yeah, it's true. But still, I mean, they could just be servants instead of being slaves, because those are two different things. Do mages truly rule there?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all.
Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules.
Oh.
That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, they're made up of mages. Magisters are mages. The Magisterium.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
I don't. What are you then?
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
And an Altus is?
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later, lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
Okay. What about the Archon? What is the Archon?
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
Ooh, parties. I love parties, but mages do rule in Tevinter.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal.
True.
If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Is that true?
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically, the potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
What is the 100 Pillars? I feel like we might encounter it in the Veilguard. Is that bad?
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing.
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Okay, I see.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
The Imperium has its own chantry. Yeah, we know of that.
There's an Imperial chantry, isn't there? With its own divine.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes,
okay.
We do have the chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Alright, is it really that different? Yeah, their divine is
the
different.
Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
You also have circles in the Imperium.
There are circles of magi in the Imperium.
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce their magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Okay. And how about the Black Divine?
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all
That's so
stems from a
mean.
disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
What is that disagreement then?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see.
Oh.
So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
Your divine is male, we know that already, but let's just ask.
The Imperial Divine is always a man.
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Are you religious? I don't think he is.
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry.
Okay.
It is a relic, whether back home or here in the South.
I agree with you on
Something
that.
from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
No, I actually agree with you.
I share your opinion, actually.
That's not surprising, considering what the Inquisition represents. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
That sounds so sweet.
Doesn't make a sense to you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong.
Thanks, Dorian.
You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
Aw. I'm surprised you think that.
You don't seem like the religious sort, to be honest.
If you define religious as sitting in a chantry and listening to a blithering hen tell you how to live, then no. If you define it as believing in the possibility that something larger than yourself exists, then yes, by all means. The world is bigger than I, even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe, but I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
Kativinter, this is our last question. We've spent a long time talking to Dorian today, but could Kativinter be an ally? I just wanted to exhaust his all his dialogue options.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
Okay, is that smart of them?
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
As you wish.
All right. Finally, we've exhausted all of the dialogue options for Dorian. I'm not in the mood to talk to Solus. Let's go ahead and speak with Varric. I know that he's gonna be so sad. Oh wow! Look at all that, the drapery, the mosaic. It looks very luxurious. Our banner.
Inquisitor.
Oh hi! Wow. I'm glad that we've finished. We've completed fully rebuilding Skyhold. I hope that vulnerable, like, I don't know, like that hole in the wall has also been rebuilt or patched up rather.
Did I ever tell you about the time Hawke was on a merchant guild hit list?
Yeah.
Hawke's uncle got into an investment scheme with a couple of merchant caste businessmen. They took a lot of people's coin in order to arrange the import of wandering hills from the Anderfells. A delicacy, I'm told. Their weird foreign foodstuffs arrived alive, and one of them, true to its name, wandered off in the middle of the night.
Can we hug him? I wanna hug Varric. Sorry, brother.
Shit. The guild traced the shipments to Hawke's uncle, but as usual, he was so far in debt he couldn't see daylight. So they went after Hawke instead. They sent guys from the local carter to Hawke's estate one night. 5 big dusters, armed to the teeth. They're about to kick down the door when Hawke just opened it and invites them all inside. Leandra, Hawke's mother, made them tea, and for the next 2 hours tried to get them to make small talk. They wandered out of the house in a daze. No idea what just happened. Never came back. Hawke just had that effect on people. I always wanted to tell that one. Thanks. I guess I've got some letters to write. Carver should be told. Excuse me.
I'm glad that he's not mad at us, though. He's just sad. That sad violin. Sorry, Varric. Oh my, look at all this, ooh, look at that spread. You've got kebab, and is that pig? Roasted pig? Yum. You also have roasted turkey, I think. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some war table operations before we move on to the next area. Okay, we've got one here. Deal with the angry Varguests. A clever idea in theory. We lost soldiers to sandstorms and yawning pits of death, but the local wildlife is safe. And that's what's important, right, Rylan? Well, yeah, that's more important than our soldiers. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's sad that we lost soldiers, but, you know, we clean up after us. That's all. That's important. The Inquisition cleans up after us. Okay, we should do this first. Ambassador Montelier, forgive the late reply. Wonderful as it is to hear from you, I have just ridden from trouble in the Dales. The Civil War has made managing my holdings even more difficult. It would be much easier if I had the ear of the Council of Heralds, but alas, fortune has left me poor in that regard. The Inquisitor is always welcome at one of my humble fetes. I only regret that it may not be as grand as I would like. Please, dear lady, promise me you will warn her worship.
I'm still reeling over the army of demons. Imagine what would have happened if the Inquisitor hadn't arrived.
Well, we should all be happy that we were there. Please, dear lady, promise me you will warn her worship that my preoccupation will preclude a richer evening with my guests. With deep regard, Marquis Wiscott. Okay, let's get Josephine to do this for us. The Marquis is clearly fishing for an introduction to the council before you attend his party. I'll arrange one.
Inquisitor.
Okay, let's see what other things we have here in Ferelden. We've got a lot of things. Let's do... Let's see... Let's give Liliana and Cullen something to do. Diverting soldiers into frostbacks. A letter delivered by messenger bird. My name is Sister Paulette. My sisters and I have been accompanying a handful of injured Inquisition soldiers through the frostbacks. As they are no longer able to fight for the Inquisition, they wish to return to their families in Ferelden. These are strange times and many seek solace or forgiveness of loved ones. I think we've read this before. Oh yeah, I said we will need Josephine for that. I feel like we should do the Storm Coast thing. Which one is it? Find the Warden, Crestwood, expose the double agent. I can't find it. Let's do this because it's been a while. This has been sitting here for streams and streams, episodes after episode. I'll do Liliana for this one.
Let's see what we have.
And then let's find something for Cullen to do. Alliance is observing the deadlock. Huh, I wonder. What can we do for this one? It was to be expected in the wake of so many important deaths and the rise of the Inquisition. Several noble houses are attempting to spur their fortunes by crafting an alliance of their own. For now, they seem mired in arguments of seniority. It will be a long time before any of them threaten our standing. Huh. Okay, if it's nobles, definitely have Josephine do that for us. Protect Valgamord from Darkspawn. Your worship, my town of Valgamord has been besieged by Darkspawn. I cannot fathom where the loathsome beasts have come from, but I beg the Inquisition for assistance. My own humble forces have already been dispatched to help you in your own noble efforts, leaving my people ill-equipped against this savage host. Word of your redemption of the Grey Wardens has already spread far. Please, if you can spare them. Valgamord lives or dies by your word. Yours, Marquis Ephiloque Buffon. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I feel like Liliana should do that. Let's try to find something for you to do. Cullen. All that glitters. Oh, okay, this is something for Cullen. Inquisitor, we received reports of an abandoned gold mine in the hills south of Griffin Uwing Keep. According to the locals, the mine still capable of producing and was abandoned only because the threat of darkspawn attack made the operation unfeasible. Should we dispatch soldiers to secure the place and guard any wagons that make their way to the keep, it should add considerably to our income for the future. From Cullen. I can send soldiers to set up camp at the mines right away, Inquisitor. Sure thing, thanks.
Inquisitor.
A gold mine. Alright, I feel like we can now go to the Exalted Plains and before we end the stream, investigate the Exalted Plains. Cullen, our spies looked into the breakdown of contact between Varric and Imperial army forces in the Dales. Troops on both sides agreed to cease hostilities, then retreated to their camps to await the outcome of peace talks. What occurred after the withdrawal is a mystery. The last communique from Graspar's marshal reported a rash of desertions. After that, silence. I agree that this warrants further investigation. Do what you will, and my agents will lend support from Liliana. Okay, let's have Cullen do this for us. We can march soldiers into the Exalted Plains and position scouts in strategic areas. If lines of communication are down, we must be prepared for anything. We have established an outpost in the Exalted Plains. Lead Scout Harding is en route and awaiting further orders. Venture forth. I'll bring... Ooh, Varric is sad. That looks so sad. I'll bring Iron Bull, Solus, and Cole with me.
Inquisitor, welcome to the Exalted Plains, a place with a long and bloody history. Even now, the region is volatile. This was a front in the Civil War. Now there's rebels called the Freemen of the Dales, recently emerged and adding to the chaos.
Oh my. You can flirt with her. All this talk, Rubens de Moon. Okay, who are these Freemen of the Dales?
This rebel group. Tell me more about them.
They seem to be simple deserters, tired of fighting and dying for either the Empress or the Grand Duke. Now they want the Dales for their own. Worse, they're more organized than we anticipated. Be wary.
Okay, Nobu on YouTube says, Solus! Ink, ink, ink. Yeah, Solus. Let's bring the traitor with us. Bloody history of the Exalted Plains.
What history were you talking about?
Welcome back to the stream,
After the fall of
Nobu.
Halam Sharal, what remained of the Elven army met the forces of the Exalted March here. When offered a chance to lay down their arms and surrender, they refused.
Okay, anything else to tell us about this place?
What else can you tell me?
Scouts have sighted Dalish elves. There must be a clan camp somewhere on the plains.
Cool, that's great. Thank you, Scout Harding.
That will be all. Thank you.
With the rifts and the undead, the Orlesians have lost ground. Most have been driven back to their forts.
Okay.
We have to stabilize the region, allowing the Imperial Army to re-establish its presence.
Okay, that is our goal here.
You'll need it.
Okay, let's do a bit of questing. But first, let's check on the requisition. I know there's no point in doing requisitions. I just want to do it once.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This could help us.
Oh, okay. We can also do this. We can turn this in. For Weldon caravans. There is a growing need for covered wagons to transport goods back to the Inquisition. The quartermaster is requesting assistance. We can send some salvage ships. A number of ships wash up on the shores of the Storm Coast could be salvaged for use by the Inquisition. And finally, we can build our main watchtower. Restore and improve the large tower for an imposing cosmetic change. Invest in this upgrade to choose between a mage or a Templar tower. Of course, we will be choosing Templars. Cool. That is very nice. Let's take this book. Nobu says, let's go! Let's go, let's do some questing before we end the stream. How are you doing this fine Sunday? Sunday morning? Sunday afternoon? Ooh, wow, look at that. That looks... Oh, there's so many landmarks here in the Exalted Plains. And a lot of these creepy statues. Guardians of the Path. The plaque on the statue reads, "Let the light of Andraste lift your spirits." Who is that guy? Okay, we've got another one here. Guardians of the Path. The plaque on the statue reads, "Let the eternal flame purify your soul." Okay. A lot of Chantry landmarks here. Some rash vine. We do need rash vine. Okay. The Inquisition.
I wonder why.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. What's happening in the ramparts? Freeman messages the Inquisition have arrived. They will take the jails and say it is the Herald of Andraste's right. There is no such right. These lands should be yours. We cannot allow the Inquisition to gain a foothold. As Orla's true defenders, you know what to do. Gordian. Okay, so our enemy here is called Gordian, who I think is a chevalier, probably, or one of the Orlesian soldiers that have gone AWOL. Let's do a bit. Another landmark here. Memorials of the Second Exalted March, the Path of Flame. Remember where Andraste's champions first set foot in the Exalted Plains, called Derthavaran by the elves. Okay, so this area used to be called Derthavaran. Hallam Sheral's dark heart was conquered, but one last challenge came from the elves, who would not submit to the Maker. They gathered upon the plain. Our champions answered their call. Marching in Andraste's light on the Path of Flame, Lord Demetrius, Aaron, Sister Amity, and Sir Brandis of Lac Celestine, called the Silver Helm. Okay. This was all during the Exalted March against the Dalish Elves a long time back. Let's do a bit before we end the stream. A bit of looting, a bit of combat, a bit of reading. If I can pick this up and read it. It's all about the angles, I think. Sometimes it gets buggy. Is that a dragon? No, it's not. It's a demon. Torn Chit, dear sir, encloses payment for the last shipment. The Lord greatly enjoyed the fish, prepared exactly as you recommended. How do you do it? Please keep them coming. He has a hankering for trout this week. Vurio. Okay, that makes sense. This is a merchant cart. Let's try to vanquish these demons. Oh, what was that? What was that? Was that a fade thing? That was scary. Let's look at our map. Okay, we've got this. Undead ramparts to the west. Corporal Roslin reports undead holding the western ramparts. They are rising from somewhere within the trenches. He believes it might have something to do with the Freemen. Okay, this is a huge map. Not that much. Not as big as the western approach, I think. Let's just do that and we can end the stream. And off stream I will be doing some inventory management. Oh, okay. We saved someone. That was it. Anything else in these ramparts? Could there be loot? Wow. These Orlesian weapons. They're huge. Thank you for the emotes. They're so cute. Okay, we got a masterwork thing. Corpses, huh? What are these? What are you? Arcane horror. Corpses left and right. Wow, there's so many corpses. There you go. Okay, let me loot. Let me loot. Okay, there's a lot of loot. More crafting materials. Oh? Oh, we missed one. Same stuff. Oh, too many corpses. Okay, I'll loot. You all take care of those. They're not. Are they considered demons? Is the arcane horror demon? I think so, maybe. Oh! Huh. What was that? What did I do? Oh! I think it's Josephine's quest. What is this? Is that a wolf? Black wolf. Nobu says there's a big bad somewhere here. A big bad wolf. Is it Fen Harel? there's just a bunch of enemies in the ramparts. Okay. I think that's it for this area. There's still a bunch of loot. Tiny, tiny loot. If only there was an auto loot function. What, more? Seriously, why? Oh, okay, I know now that ability is... I was like, what is that ability? It's actually Solus's Fade Rift thingy, because he's a Rift Mage. A Rift Mage. That is his specialization. Okay, we've got some stuff here. Arcane Horror Rags. Burn.
This is wrong all over.
Let's burn.
Do you feel it? Spirits are being deliberately drawn here.
Okay.
And maybe more of these pits. We'll have to find them.
Alright, so our quest is to burn the pits. I can't go that way for some reason. Burn the pits so that the demons won't, I don't know, bring back the dead or something.
A war in the Fade, waged with human hate. I should never want to see that.
It
Poor
would be a
Cole.
terrible thing.
Last words to my loved ones. If this letter reaches you, know that I died, and died well. In service of the noble Grand Duke, I did not run like others did when the battle grew too much. I did not lose faith in the Maker. I was courageous till the end. Yours always, Julian.
It was wrong to hide it in a child. It hurt her.
Hide what? Cole's dialogues. They're very interesting and mysterious. It's just hard for my brain to understand. It's like reading poetry. Okay, here's the loot. I'm about to healing. Isn't there another one? Okay, that was it. Okay, we can keep going. Can we burn these bodies? I think so too. There you go. Purify the ramparts. Did we miss a pit? Probably not. I don't think we did. Okay. Alrighty. What is that? What is that sound? Oh well. Let's talk to the quest giver, I think. Can we talk to him? Yeah, Corporal Roslin.
How can anyone stop these things?
Who are you?
Are you Imperial Army?
Yes, Your Worship. I fight on the side of Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, rightful Emperor of Olay.
The fighting has stopped, yes?
The peace talks in Halam Sharal mean an end to hostilities, don't they?
We're no longer fighting each other, but the demons, the dead. It was easier when we fought just men. You can win against men.
Oh, so what's going on here?
What's happened here?
We were trying to retake the ramparts from the dead. They rise here, somewhere within these trenches. It started when those free men showed up. Strange
Okay,
lights,
strange
like blue fire.
wizardry.
It must be magic. But the free men are just deserters from the armies. How could they have managed this? And why?
Wow, such a mystery. That makes this
should be
entire explorable map more interesting. Lay rest the western ramparts. We can blow the signaling horn to say that this area is safe. Nobu says it can't get here fast enough. I feel like that's a reference to something. I just can't place it. I'll have to look that up. It can't get here fast enough. Okay, let's blow the horn. I feel like I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla again. Yeah. We have liberated all of you.
Free men bastards. Causing trouble for everyone.
I can't believe they're still wearing masks. Under protection of the Inquisition. Good to hear. Good to know that. It's just so funny, you know, we know our legions love their masks, but I didn't think that they would wear their mask into battle too. I thought that was just a noble thing. It's what nobles do in their, you know, extravagant parties. Oh, Rose says, I think it may be about Veilguard. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. You can't get here fast enough.
Tired of waiting around.
But I think there's only 11 more days or something. So we should be happy. We should be very excited for it. I am. I know I am. I'm a bit disappointed with myself.
Demons are coming closer.
That I won't be able to play it on the first day, but that's just how it is. We still have a few things to do here. In the Inquisition, in this game. Nobu says the Horn of Ragnarok.
I hate waiting to die.
The Dawn of Ragnarok.
Demons are coming.
Oh my, they keep saying the same things. Please, or Legion soldiers, relax. I am just getting some resources before we end the stream.
The demons are coming closer.
Come on. That's not all. Is that all you can say? That demons are coming closer? I feel like this place might not be as big as the Western approach. Well, it might be easier to navigate, which is a boon for us. Makes me happy to think about it. Oh, another resource. The Western approach took too long to complete. It took 3 streams. Okay. Oh wow. Huh. Freeman soldier have come to wreak havoc. Okay. Are you okay, Corporal Roslin?
I can't believe they retook the ramparts.
Well, we did.
Maybe if we got word to the Marshal. But Fort Reverson surrounded by undead and locked down.
Okay. We'll do that in our next stream.
It started when those freemen showed
Yeah, you already said that.
Must be magic.
Thanks.
But the freemen are just deserters from the army.
Okay,
How could they have managed?
I should be going.
Now, the western ramparts are under the protection. Or is under the protection of the Inquisition. We've only got 2 other camps here. So I feel like it won't take us too long. Probably a stream or 2. Probably just 1 stream to complete this area. I hope so. Anyway, thank you so much for watching our stream today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you all hopefully sometime next week. And until then, take care and goodbye. Good night. Bye. Take care.